When the Nation Speaks, the Roundtable Listen, Tuesday and Thursday, 10 p.m. Join the conversation that matter the most, live, unfiltered, unapologetic, with local voices and international minds. The Roundtable dive deep into today's toughest questions in society, politics, culture. Nothing is off limits. Your voice, your questions, your platform. Live on Wiz TV, featuring top panelists, Mr. Samuel Abu, Mr. Hamed Fofana, Mr. Cyrus Gray, Mr. Jah Blamo, and your host, William McGill. Heated debate, eye-opening truths, and real impact. Tune in to the Roundtable every Tuesday and Thursday, only on Wiz TV Live. The Roundtable, where every voice counts. When the Nation Speaks, the Roundtable Listen, Tuesday and Thursday, 10 p.m. Join the conversation that matter the most, live, unfiltered, unapologetic, with local voices and international minds. The Roundtable dive deep into today's toughest questions in society, politics, culture. Nothing is off limits. Your voice, your questions, your platform. Live on Wiz TV, featuring top panelists, Mr. Samuel Abu, Mr. Hamed Fofana, Mr. Cyrus Gray, Mr. Jah Blamo, and your host, William McGill. Heated debate, eye-opening truths, and real impact. Tune in to the Roundtable every Tuesday and Thursday, only on Wiz TV Live. The Roundtable, where every voice counts. When the Nation Speaks, the Roundtable Listen, Tuesday and Thursday, 10 p.m. Join the conversation that matter the most, live, unfiltered, unapologetic, with local voices and international minds. The Roundtable dive deep into today's toughest questions in society, politics, culture. Nothing is off limits. Your voice, your questions, your platform. Live on Wiz TV, featuring top panelists, Mr. Samuel Abu, Mr. Hamed Fofana, Mr. Cyrus Gray, Mr. Jah Blamo, and your host, William McGill. Heated debate, eye-opening truths, and real impact. Tune in to the Roundtable every Tuesday and Thursday, only on Wiz TV Live. The Roundtable, where every voice counts. When the Nation Speaks, the Roundtable Listen, Tuesday and Thursday, 10 p.m. Join the conversation that matter the most, live, unfiltered,
Almost 40 police officers distributing helmets to our motorcycles. Because the first thing you have to understand is that motorcyclists are not stupid. I am asking all motorcyclists to never and ever register their motorbike again. And that is our decision. We stand by that. A $70 leg, you can bring whole container for a helmet if you like. You can get each motorcycle 500 helmets. That is the same way the government control our people. They made us to pay for insurance $150 US. They made us to pay $45 US for driver lesson. They made us to pay $25 US for lesson plate. They made us to pay $5,000 Liberian at the Liberia basic registry for basic registration. They made us to pay for 2 helmets for $50 US. They made us to pay $17 for reflective jacket. They made us to pay $30 US for safety shoes. It didn't stop there. They bundle every one of us and restricting us, and currently we are facing the trauma. Our children are not in school. $70 if you like, order the entire town. In fact, bring the helmet production company here. Fill each motorcycle main room with helmet. We will never ever register our motorbike going forward. We are not stupid, Mr. $70, just so you know. Motorcyclists are not stupid. And let me say this to you, fellow motorcyclists. There was a scene $70 and his likes that were moving from one radio station to another radio station, encouraging you to register your bike. They were promising you job. They were promising you training. Today, what a date. They say one mobile man sport police checkpoint, and so they bundle everyone on that got no idea on police checkpoint. They restricting us after collecting millions of dollars for us. Motorcyclists are not stupid, Mr. $70. If you like I said, Follow Motorboy may room with Herman. Do you know how many Hermans we got? You think that Herman our issue? You are the reason our children are not in school. You said it and your entire government. Motorcyclists are not stupid, Mr. Seditalo. Motorcyclists are not stupid. And you think you are humanitarian, you are philanthropic, and you drink good for Motorboy people? Why you throw a whole battalion of police and can't behind you? Oh, yeah, are you afraid? You are running away from your shadow? You people collecting millions of dollars from us. Say you think you're so good, you minister of the transport ministry, and you won't be good on Motorboy people. Why you brought all the police behind you today? Eh? Oh, you're afraid, eh? Mr. Seditalo TWT. Mr. Seditalo will tell you that motorcyclists are not stupid in this country. You can't use us. We are not a dump truck. President Bouakai, he promised our job. He told our motorcycle that Liberia is too rich for us to suffer. He promised to provide jobs for motorcyclists. He told our people that when he became president, we will only use our motorbike to go to work because company will waste. President Bouakai, where is the company? Where are the companies that you promised our people? And then, yeah, you became president after that you, after all the finances, everything. You took their rent. You took their system money in the name of motorcycle registration. And you banned them. And you get one shot transport minister passing all around after the one thing and Toby till you building helmet of motorcycles. Mr. Seditalo, motorcycles are not stupid. That helmet that you take a building, for some of the motorcycles that will take it, I'm not against you. Probably that part of our money. The $350 you had that immoral may pay the rest of that bar. That part of our money. And you won't collect it, it's up to you, fellow motorcyclists. But our decision here is we will never rest on motorbike here again. We will never ever rest on motorbike under the Ministry of Transport. Mr. Seditalo, if you think your ministry is dumb because the Liberia traffic management are taking away this contract, it is not understood that the Liberia traffic management are taking over the entire Ministry of Transport. If you think that the ministry is dumb and you have no other work to do, Mr. Tyler, you need to resign. Motorcyclists are not stupid. We will never raise our motorbike under you, neither anybody in this country. You collected millions of dollars from our motorcyclists. And then you come here today, you tell it, say, you did a video helmet around, and you think motorcyclists are stupid? You take it. If you want to take it, take it. But I'm saying this to you, Seditalo. We will never ever be controlled again. Motorcyclists, if you think yesterday we were stupid, we have changed now, Mr. Seditalo. If you like, take the entire China, bring all the helmets from China, take to be the helmet among motorcyclists. We will never raise our motorbike again. Mr. Tyler, if your ministry is dumb, if you think you got no work to do at the Ministry of Transport, resign. Motorcyclists are not stupid. And so, in closing, I'm urging all motorcyclists to reject that helmet Seditalo is giving to you. Who knows? This comment is a wicked comment. Who knows? Why the person in our helmet to kill you? There is the same comment that gave police people baton to put on our people in the street there. There was the same government that's the cause of our children not being in school. Our children are out of school today because of what you did to us. You made us to take our lot money to restore our motorbike. You spoil our school. You made some of our friends to lose their motorbike. And then you come here, you say you doing good for us. I'm urging all motorcycles to reject that evil helmet for Seditalo. That comment not mean well for you. That comment is a wicked comment. I'm urging all motorcycles to reject that helmet for Seditalo. Again, in closing, my name is Choko Gray. I'm commonly called Yellow Machine. I'm the president of Supreme Motorcycle Transport Union of Liberia. Thank you so much.
Once we get out there and say anything you feel like saying, we have no political favor. I'm urging you, say what you want to say in this place. Say what you want to say in this place and not out there. And then urging you. You have to please. You have to please. I'm sorry to you guys. And we're trying to behave. We're trying to have fun. That's why you're throwing this hot. Hold on. Thank you. Call for petition. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Have been taken out of the chamber.
Of funding. Presiding, we have a problem in the country, and the problem is facilitated by taxpayer money. Our Ministry of Information has turned to a platform to attack critical voices in the country. It started with Amar Conan when his sister was sick in the hospital in America, dying from cancer. And he raised an issue in line with his legislative function. He was attacked by the Ministry of Information. Senator Creighton Duncan raised a critical issue. He was attacked by the Ministry of Information. Former President Weah, when he spoke, he was mentioned that he had mosquito brains by the Ministry of Information. When Alexander Cummings spoke, his height was measured, even though he taller than President Becker, but his height was used to determine his comments by the Ministry of Information. When Bishop Cotto Brown, a cleric, a man who has been very critical of even past governments, Samuel Doe, Charles Taylor, Ernest Salish, George Weah, even now, Cotto Brown, everybody knows him in this country. When he spoke, he was asked by the Ministry of Information to go and be a politician. He was bombarded by that ministry. Former Vice President Joa Howard Taylor, who spoke at an opposition gathering, she was attacked by that ministry. The point I'm making, Mr. Presiding, that is not the responsibility or the function of the Ministry of Information. They cannot use government platform to attack critical voices in the country. And I think we're sitting down looking at it and we think it's funny, but it's very serious. The minister and others have a platform at night they can go to. We consider an informal sector. You say what you want to say there. But when you go at the Ministry of Information and you begin to attack critical voices and insulting people, national leaders, I think they are diluting the standard of that ministry and it's turning more to a gangsterism situation. I think they need to work on it. They need to work on it. Yeah, I like that word. They need to work on it. Today might be others, today there might be people in the opposition, but tomorrow they might come home. Even people, females, today if you look in the country, people just insulting each other. But the premise is for the Ministry of Information. Because if you're using the government platform to start insulting people, you will think that insult is normal in the country. You can't insult anybody. That's a nominee now who's coming before us for a confirmation, a female nominee. Another female goes on a talk show to say something critical. She goes and insult her colleague, her female colleague also. So, Mr. President, I hope we do something about it. But this is not.
All right, erase it. Okay, erase it. All right, erase it. Erase it. Erase it. All right, erase it. Okay. Erase it, no, moi, erase it, please. Regular 15. Erase it. Erase it. Erase it. Erase it. Erase it. Erase it.
Till they were tired of suffering. They gave all the justifications that they were actually tired of suffering. We came to the elections. The arrogance he brought in the election that he was the only guy who would deliver us, the opposition community, plummeted into 1%. But this guy who's been against George Weah, who was purporting to be a real opposition person, who disagree with everything that happened on Weah and wanted it to be changed. What happened when we went to the runoff election? He tried to play that sparrow game, the same dishonesty he's showing in this conversation. To say, I, as a political leader, am not going to endorse anybody. But my people can go anywhere they want to go. Oh, did you pay attention? Did you see where all of them decided to go? They all went to CDC. And all of them who went to CDC were yelling all over the place that they were real opposition. George Weah has fought the country. George Weah must go. I remember those days when this boy who made his son George Weah go, when he's singing, all of them dancing. After the first round, it was George Weah stay, George Weah stay, George Weah, we're not tired yet, George Weah stay. The whole song changed. That's dishonesty for me. It remains on my mind. And I don't believe any such dishonest group of people deserve anything called state power in the country. Because they're not speaking from their heart. They're not speaking based on what they believe. They're speaking just on account of politics. Believing the Liberian people are stupid, that's what they think. And they can play on them with the rhetoric and all the tricks. That one minute, somebody is so bad, you're tired of suffering under him. Another minute, is the one you're endorsed in a runoff election. Everything you did against the man for 6 years changed. Just that 2 extra weeks for runoff election, they can begin different person altogether that now you were telling your people behind the scenes, say, me, I'm not doing anything, but y'all go support. That was his second time doing it. Complete lack of leadership. 2017, he did the same thing. He absconded a beheaded chicken and said, people go do what they want to do. 2023, the same thing. And there's a guy that comes to you and says he's the option. Where? In Atlanta or in Monrovia? We got to start putting our thinking cap and think. And let me just say this before I get back to you. For the first time in the history of the country, you know, the armed forces of Liberia went through all kinds of things.
That told us about the complex being built in FOIA, but said they didn't mention how to add it here, so because we want to know the source of funding. Presiding, we have a problem in the country, and the problem is facilitated by taxpayers' money. Our Ministry of Information has turned to a platform to attack critical voices in the country. They started with Senator Amar Conan when his sister was sick in the hospital in America, dying from cancer. And he raised an issue in line with his legislative function. He was attacked by the Ministry of Information. Senator Creighton Duncan raised a critical issue. He was attacked by the Ministry of Information. Former President Weah, when he spoke, he was mentioned that he had mosquito brains by the Ministry of Information. When Alexander Cummings spoke, his height was measured, even though he taller than President Becker, but his height was used to determine his comments by the Ministry of Information. When Bishop Cotto Brown, a cleric, a man who has been very critical of even past governments, Samuel Doe, Charles Taylor, Ernest Salish, George Weah, even now, Cotto Brown, everybody knows him in this country. When he spoke, he was asked by the Ministry of Information to go and be a politician. He was bombarded by that ministry. Former Vice President Joel Howard Taylor, who spoke at an opposition gathering, she was attacked by that ministry. The point I'm making, Mr. Pizarri, that is not the responsibility or the function of the Ministry of Information. They cannot use government platform to attack critical voices in the country. And I think we're sitting down looking at it and we think it's funny, but it's very serious. The minister and others have a platform at night they can go to. We consider it an informal sector. You say what you want to say there. But when you go at the Ministry of Information and you begin to attack critical voices and insulting people, national leaders, I think they are diluting the standard of that ministry, and it's turning more to a gangsterism situation. I think they need to work on it. They need to work on it. Yeah, I like that word. They need to work on it. Today might be others, today might be people in the opposition, but tomorrow they might come home. Even people, females, today look in the country, people just insulting each other. But the premise is for the Ministry of Information. Because if you're using the government platform to start insulting people, you will think that insult is normal in the country. You can't insult anybody. That's a nominee now who's coming before us for a confirmation, a female nominee. Another female goes on a talk show to say something critical. She goes and insult her colleague, a female colleague also. So, Mr. Pizarri, I hope we do something about it. But this is not.
Yes, indeed, pleasant. Good evening from Liberia. Today is October 16, 2025, and we'd like to welcome all of you to today's presentation of the Roundtable. We hope you stay with us tonight as we go through our discussions and talk about issues that matter the most to our country, Liberia, and to us as people as well. So, let me say good evening to all of our viewers out there, to all of our regular followers who are always on the show with us. We'd like to say good evening and welcome to the Roundtable. Good evening, Mr. Abu, and it's a pleasure to have you on tonight's presentation.
Good evening, Willem. I hope you had a very good day today. If not, well, try to make yourself jolly. I want to say welcome and good evening to all of our viewers out there. This is the Roundtable. We talk as it is. We give our views. It's not to try to hate some people, but sometimes we have to give our candid opinion on issues that are trending in our country. We know there are people there that may not be listening, but we are here. This is the Roundtable. And today we'll be talking about a few things. And I know our host there, Willem, I know you are having some internet problem, but can you just tell us what today's issues we are going to be discussing? Okay. But as I saw just on the table, I think Senator Edwin Mervyn Snow is talking there about the activities at the Ministry of Information, accusing them really he's been not too happy with the way the Ministry of Information is attacking opposition and sometimes people who are working in government. And this is kind of touching, because something like last week or the week before last, those were the major issues that were on different social media. People are not happy the way Minister of Information is approaching issues with some of our people who working in government. You know, you cannot be in the place and be criticizing one another. I think that's where Senator Snow is saying. So what else do we have today? Let's start the ball rolling.
Basically, we are going to be looking at two major talking points that we had to flag out today on the program. The first one has to do with a site that is to be, broken grounds on by the Congress for Democratic Change, and their former party headquarters was taken away from them because of some legal reasons that they couldn't, maintain that headquarters. So now they found an area not too far from 540 as well, and they had to break grounds there. We also saw video on social media of a guy, claiming that the headquarters was not being paid for, and the party wants to break grounds. We also gathered some information that is not confirmed from anonymous individuals that the space is also owned by former Liberian President George Weah, and it was being placed in the name of an individual as well. And we'll also be looking at recent issues there at the Ministry of Information, talking about and making references and criticisms to some individuals who are out there in the opposition flagging out issues that they feel are concerns to them, and it's not going well with how the government is hindering them. And you have the likes of Deputy Minister Daniel Sando and others at the ministry, coming in to talk about these issues or these concerns that are usually being flagged out by people in the opposition, something which has not gone well with some individuals. And we saw the lack of Senator Edwin Melvin Snow of Bomi County talking about this situation as well. So those are our two major talking points tonight, and we hope our listeners can be able to stay tuned, and we gonna go ahead to have a great conversation.
Thank you so much, and we'll just to keep the ball rolling. Let us look at the first thing, which is the Congress of Democratic Change, CDC. They're groundbreaking. It happens this Saturday. I know we'll be giving them a lot of publicity, but I know we have to talk about the issues that train with it, because once we keep talking about it, it will look like we are telling their public or their listeners or their members that the program will go on as it is at this time. But what really happened is that sometimes I saw someone wrote, "Oh, Joshua or the CDC like to come out with mischief allegations, just to create attention and other things." But what really we have been following is that sometimes certain things that are not said, we are not there to read people's mind. The land was bought. They have made publicity that they were going to have this land, this groundbreaking on Saturday. They are printing T-shirts. They are making preparations, putting their drums together to dance and all this and that. And a groundbreaking, I don't know what will happen now when the building itself or the structure is put up. What will happen when they are having a grand opening? Like, it will be a national holiday in Liberia. But just looking at this thing, this young man who came, he said he sold the land to them. I mean, I don't know if he was the one that sold the land, but former Speaker Fona Chikofa, who was supposed to be heading this groundbreaking or the construction program for CDC headquarters, I think he did admit, yes, they do have a land, but the land also has some adjoining property. Other people got some adjoining land, and he said they have been negotiating because they wanted to have a bigger space. So therefore, this bigger space was owned by other people, and they've been negotiating to own them. But this doesn't really go far from this young man who said that, yes, they did come to me, they want to buy the land, and now they are already putting on publicity. They have not paid me yet for my land. How can they come and say I've charged them this amount of money, and they are saying that they can only pay this amount, and we are not in agreement so far, so they cannot even go to my land? So he decided to go because he found some people there and they have an intent to do something. He decided to go to the court. Going to the court, he filed in a petition that they were trespassing, because that is his land. They have to walk into it to be able to go to theirs. So therefore, he feels that they trespassed, and he decided to launch a lawsuit. But Liberia is Liberia. Things work about. After some time, we are hearing too, I know Fanatical Fire did not deny that there was or there is an adjoining line or an adjacent land that they wanted to buy, but eventually I know they did handle it. Maybe they decided or they agreed to pay everything because they have already made too much publicity for this Saturday event, and they don't want it to go they don't want it to really be missed. They've already started doing mobilization and everything. So looking at this, I think they may have talked behind closed door. And later I saw another report that this young man who launched a lawsuit went and withdrew the lawsuit. So it means that they were able to compromise certain things. And eventually the program may go on Saturday, except something happens between today and Saturday. Okay. But one thing I will have to say, why would CDC people always think that everything that happens, they do not want to recognize private property owners or private owners of anything? They will always say it is the government that is manipulating. Government is manipulating. Why it's about them? They had power for 6 years. The power they changed hand. Another party took over. So why they can't cooperate? What is all of this thing that they have to be screaming here that it is the government, it is a witch hunt, and this and that? We can't talk much about witch hunt. They did the same thing. We have very good record of them witch hunting people. First, it started from the jobs. Some people did not even hear their name on radio or did not even get their green letters. They were already pushing people out of chairs, okay, and putting people out of their offices. So, that is more than a witch hunt. We were sitting down there. You're sitting down at your work, working for minister of this or an agency. Momba Molo, who was the chairman for the party at that time, writing letters, sending 50 names. Send 50 names to take people out of their job. Those are the people who say they loved Liberia and they were patriotic. So your patriotism is only for yourself and not to other people. So it did work in some people's cases. Some people, that depression that caught them at that time. Those things, some of them, it killed them. Up to today, did not live in, because some of them have worked in certain places for many years, and all of a sudden, they are sending letters for your job to be taken away from you. And some of those jobs were not presidential appointment jobs, but they eventually became party appointment jobs. As I'm talking now, they will say, oh, the same thing happening in the other party. But this is wrong in any country, but it happens everywhere, even here in America. Okay? President Trump, all he had to do was to close down some agencies and force some people on vacation. You come back, they find a way to pay you off. But not in Liberia, they are not paying you off. You go without money and all of this thing. A place you have worked for a very long time. But I think that this whole land business, CDC is determined to establish the party headquarters. Only thing, we don't know how far it will go and how long it will stay. But they are determined. They are the first opposition party, and they wouldn't want to be in rented places. They want to build their own thing. I don't know whether they are really building CDC into an institution. Because sometimes most political parties are not built into institutions. Once George Weah passes away, George Weah is out of CDC, CDC is dead. I mean, they could tell me, somebody can hold me and strangulate me, but you can tell me I have lived longer than many of you, and I can tell you examples of what has happened. What is happening to NDPL today? NDPL only comes in the show today only to make sure that they remain as a party so that they can vie for positions, so that they can say, second round will be with you, so that you can give us this job and this job and this job. And we've had through party, the same thing happened. It died up, So why may you think Unity Party, it may happen to Unity Party. It may happen to CDC. Don't say because it hasn't happened before, so it cannot happen. It can happen, So what I'm trying to say actually is, how can we make these political parties into institutions, that the institutions remain, because as a matter of fact, we cannot, and one thing, someone said before, we cannot find job for everybody in government, Mr. George Weah became president. Everybody thought he was rich, or he had some money from his previous professional football. He came with some money. But eventually, when he became president, he didn't establish anything to provide jobs for his people. All he had to do was to be given a government job, So he wasn't able to really identify anything that he could do for his people, And I think we have to get away from this. Leaders should start establishing the private sector. We all say private sector is nothing else. We only run the ministries on grants that are coming from abroad and a few tax that we collect. It cannot be like that all the time. People need to start working. If you become a leader, establish institutions, establish businesses, establish companies that will continue forever. And sometimes some of these companies could be the bedrock. They could be the support for your party, even when your party is out of power. You still got people working. But when everybody is sitting down only waiting for government job, this becomes a problem for all of us. We can be on all of these all the time, and we continue to say that we are working in the interest of the country. Mr. George Weah, if for any reason, if you ever have to come back to power, please start looking at it. Don't wait until you come to power. Why are you sitting down now? Let us know your juice. Let us know your strength. Start establishing it. Somebody will say, why did Baka not do it? No, we can start from anywhere. This is not a ladder that we're climbing. This is everything on the ground. Let's see what we can do. Leave people for not take over. You got some money. All that money you put in the legal thing, I know is to clear your reputation. But in the end, that government job you want, that all you people want. In the end, why can't you people establish some agencies that let you guys be making some money? You want them to come, you close the company down for the day and bring them for the protest. You close the company down. You come, let them come and do the renovation at your building. Establish it. But when you say it has to be government, once government is over, the government is taken from you. Yeah, we see some of the CDC people today. Many of them are playing hanky-panky with you. They are working in the government and at the same time acting like they're not working. They come to you with a crowd, and that's all about it. And some of the people who work in places during the last administration, during your administration, many of them have gone broke in less than 2 years. They are completely broke. They don't have money again. You see,
a lot of them.
So why can't we start establishing businesses that could be able to support some of these people? We are friendly with some of the rich people around the world. We have a very peaceful country for the last 2 years, or for the last 6 years. We really have peace in Liberia. Why can't we start establishing the thing? Establish it. Right now, President Bouaka is establishing roads. So where the road is, you can establish your company there. Electricity is coming. Don't be afraid that electricity will be too expensive. But electricity is security and a guarantee. Establish your business. Someone was saying, we had a biscuit factory here before. Why can't we establish a biscuit factory? Before we eat candy, the candy has to come from Ghana or Ivory Coast. Okay? All the rubber products in the market in Liberia, they are not producing Liberia. They are producing Ivory Coast and Guinea, And we're improving the economy in those countries. And we really got nothing that we are producing by ourselves, all by ourselves. Anything that is a company like it is done by some Lebanese people. So this is where I look at Mr. George Weahs and all of the politicians. This is where I look at their commitment. We don't have to go become a president. It's because we keep looking at people who look at government to only be the place to make money. You know, it can be like that. So, but I just say, yes, the land is for CDC. They say Saturday they will have the thing and we'll sit and watch them. You know, at least maybe the construction will provide jobs for many of them. But many of them will not go there to look for a job. They will not want to be employed there. They want to go there and do voluntary service. Then they say, we build the headquarters. And when they finish in the evening, they go, they expect their wives, they expect their children to come. When the children are out of school for tuition, then they start running behind the big people. You know, you got to help me. My children are out of school. We can live on scholarship in that place. Let scholarship be given for people who need it. Some people got scholarship from politicians and they are not even performing because the politicians don't even ask them to bring their results to them, their report card or their semester grade sheets. They don't ask them for it. But all of a sudden, when there is no money, they come, oh, the man promised us scholarship and he never gave us scholarship. You know, if we can just make Liberia greater, and nobody is going to come from somewhere and lift Liberia up. We have to lift that country up. This is why President Bouakai is saying that when somebody is running after you, don't stop until they have stopped. Because if you stop, they will catch you. So he lays that on his developmental thing, that he is busy moving everything forward. He keeps going. We'll criticize. We'll all criticize. Criticism will come. Many things have been done the same old way. But what do? We are seeing the results. So CDC, as you build your new headquarters, let it go simultaneously with what you can do to help your supporters, to help your members. Most of the people you see in the street there, they don't even have any paper to say that they are CDC people. Many of them. All because they feel that when they come somewhere, it is intended to go and carry some grumble there. They go there to go create some violence. That's all they're about. Everything that a sitting government does is a witch hunt. Breaking down the headquarters, the place was owned by a private owner. The private owner decides he's not going to compromise. If I own my property, I tell you, I'm not going to give it to you at the end of this month. You and myself do not have anything. The law tells me that I should inform you. I write a letter to you that as of the end of the lease period, I'm not going to renew the lease. If you are not able to convince me, maybe I have another plan, or I have somebody who is giving me a higher stake. They want to give me more money for my land, you know. And some of the land, they do accumulate wealth. So if I have my land and I know that you have been there and you're being there, maybe do not give me any future for my land. Okay, in case I die today, my children will not be able to fight you for that land. Sometimes you bring false document to tell them that you had an agreement with me, and they said they don't make statement. Okay, so if the person decided that I'm not going to renew the lease, I mean, there's nothing wrong with it, you know. But the problem lies with the CDC leadership. They do not equally and properly educate their people on what is happening at the hierarchy. They don't tell them what is happening. So every Tom, Dick, and Harry will get up with their own opinion and feel, oh, you don't like CDC. Oh, Joseph Bouakai is afraid of CDC. Who is CDC for Joseph Bouakai to be afraid of? He beat them down flat. The president was afraid to get a disgrace at that time. So he announced, he put his hand up before the final result even came, because he knew that he could not get it. But if the leadership is just keeping the people informed, because like they told them they were going to break down the place. Somebody was there telling they all left. What did they come to do? To come and take picture of the breaking down of the place. That's all they did. They come and see the sycamore tree falling down. And they couldn't do anything. All they stood there was to stand and be cursing Joseph Boakai's mother, cursing this person's mother, and all of this thing. And the life is not going to be happy us. Political leaders try to do something. We don't do politics the same way. Some of the parties don't even need to exist. You go to work, you score 1%. What does the election law say? You score 1%. You can't run the next time for that party. We know it's a political party, but at the same time, you the candidate. And in Liberia, we build the political parties around the candidate, or around who would now, until now, we got two leaders. Whoever becomes the presidential candidate, they tell you is a political leader of the party. Why? So at that case, even the chairman, the structure of the party is already in disarray. The chairman of the party is nobody. We had so many years. We heard in rumors that President George Weah and his party chairman couldn't even see eye to eye. He couldn't speak. Your leader, man. It cannot be like that. How can we build institutions out of our different political parties? We have to build institutions that even after we who are leading at this time, when we leave, our people behind us can come. Because if this is not happening, you see people jumping from one party to another party. There are some people who are still maybe less than 40. They have moved from, they have already been members of about 3 or 4 different parties. You know, those political mosquitoes. They move from one party to another party. Just going. But I still feel CDC is doing well to establish a new headquarters. Please put in the money and let the guys work for money. Don't let them come and say that they are just volunteers, or else you make yourself vulnerable to pleasing them. You make yourself vulnerable. You may pay them less money. I don't tell them to come and mix mortar and mix cement and make blocks just for nothing. Oh, we like our party. We like our party. No. Are you really building a party structure? No. Everybody there is behind George Weah. When George Weah is out of the space, the CDC falls down. Like how Samuel Doe was out of the space, the whole NDPA was gone. Down to even for some of the former chairmen for CDC ended up into, for NDPL ended up being in another party. So people join parties because of the leaders. No, let's build party structures. Let us build party structures. And let it start from CDC. Join your party and make sure that these guys who are coming in, you know, abuse of labor, then you say people are volunteering. And you, Mr. Fonati Kofa, as a lawyer, encourage the money that is coming in must not only be for materials, it should also be there to pay the workers. If your party members decide to come and work, please, dignity of labor. It must be from the private sector, not only for government. You say government do not pay people, then you come, you use people the whole day. They work, beating blacks, mixing mortar. In the end, they go home with nothing. You know, are the CDC people, are some of them just stupid like that? Is it the time to do volunteerism? Even in America, when people volunteer, they still pay you. A volunteer thing, you still got something. But nobody must just be, I still want to say, CDC, yes, you break ground on Saturday. When you start doing your program, please make sure that you pay the people who are going to work on that site. If they are even your members, pay them some money. Let you guys go home with some money. Because when they keep depending on you, Tomorrow, some of them, they become psychologically impaired. You know, when you lost the election, some of them have made so much big mouth around there. When they lost the election, they are even ashamed to go to beg people. They are even ashamed to look for jobs. Some of them had to resign their jobs, and their jobs were given away because they couldn't come back. So I think the person who said that he owned the land, I think they have all compromised it. You know, Mr. Fanatikova has done what he could do, and he, as the leader or as the head for this building project, I just want to tell him, please try to start finding employment for the CDC people. If you can build a company now, please establish your own construction company and you employ them so that they can help build a headquarters. So tomorrow, it can look so funny. You spend all that money to establish the party headquarters. In the end, you don't have money for campaign. Then you lost election for the second time. What an irony. Yes, I stopped so far. But I know it's going on Saturday. You got anything much to say? Anything you think you know I don't know about our blender?
Yeah, I think you said it all. And again, I see a lot of the supporters and partisans, sympathizers are all gearing up. Like you said, they should be conscientized. In as much as you got love for the party and you want to contribute to, building a structure that you can call or headquarter, you should be able to understand that every day, globally, the economy is getting worse and government is trying. So you need to understand that you too have a family to cater to, and you should be able to find something to do. In as much as you are going to volunteer, you should be able to get something in return that you can be able to cater to your family. And again, we also gather information that on Saturday, traffic will also be diverted. I've I've heard a lot of different things in public, especially when it comes to the CDC as a journalist, where you have some people misunderstanding the work of the police, and in as much as sometimes the police are not really professional in what they do, but it is their duty to be able to protect life and property. So we all should understand that if we have presence of police uh, along the route that the CDC will use to break grounds for their headquarters, is to protect us as citizens, in as much as they do have right to, you know, gather. We too, as citizens, do have right to move in public places, to go to work, and to be able to, have a free flow of movement. So the police will be out there on Saturday, like they said, vehicles from so town will be using the main route, while vehicles from town will use the Congo town back road route, and I think it's their own measure to be able to control the traffic, because it has been something glaring that the former president said during the groundbreaking, that we have huge traffic congestion, and that's just a little piece of information we gathered from the Liberia National Police that we also wanted to share to the public, and be able to conscientize them as to how these things works, and I mean, the police is going there because they want to create any scene of violence, or maybe the CDC also is going to create any scene of violence as well. So that's definitely what they on the issue concerning the the groundbreaking of the CDC party headquarters that is to be constructed. We've seen a lot of billboards, and they put their billboards up at the site. Again, we shouldn't talk much as if to say we own the PR arms of the CDC, but we're just trying to give our own views on what we have to say and understand about this entire situation of the CDC party headquarters.
But has the police put out that official announcement already in terms of diverting the traffic and other things?
Yes, definitely. The announcement is out, and it's on the LMP page and on some other news outlet as well. And the announcement is out. So
Oh,
I think
does LMP have a Facebook page?
Yeah, the Liberia National Police do have its own personal social media handle.
Then why do they get vexed when things about the police get on other social media? They're supposed to go on their site and debunk it, but then they intimidate people. But I still believe that the police must be present, protecting both the CDC people against people who got nothing to do with them and people who got nothing to do with them against them. Because as soon as police appear there, just what I said earlier is that the membership, the leadership should be able to inform. If I were part of them, in fact, you should help the police to direct the traffic. Those who are going to the site go there. Those who are not going to the site, they go in different direction, because anybody can come and do anything. I gave this advice to them freely on both sides, coming from Pittsville, coming from Monrovia, coming from Cinco area. Make sure you have your own CDC people there helping the police, not because they are going to be in the regalia to be able to intimidate people. And don't put those ones who like to insult people. Don't put those ones there who like to intimidate and to disrespect authority. If they go there, let them be there as people who want to help the police and to help the country. When you break this country down, it's not going to be only broken down for Joseph Boakai. It's going to be broken down for George Weah, who will get in his plane the next day. He get on one charter plane flight and gets out of the country with his family, and he will leave you people there to be killing one another. Understand this. All these things that people do, understand that the leaders are not going to be to be. Nobody, you cause your trouble. Nobody, Joseph Boakai is not going to be like somebody who will say he will stay in the mansion because he want to protect people. No, we'll get him out of that country. George Weah will run away. And you people will stay there who do not have the means. That you people will be walking from Monrovia to wherever you're going and stay indoor. The government is there. Let the government remain working. Let's understand it is their time. Let them do what they're able to do. Liberia went back, because of the war, we went back 100 years, and you cannot solve all that problem in 6 years. That's why you got there. But just you did some development, but most of them were not really directed as helping more people. You did make some roads, yes. What I heard, they say the roads were only going to where you have your acquaintances. That's where the roads were leading to. But today, roads are leading to places where no one lives. But because they need to be there, we put them there. They are putting them there. If you can see electricity, I was just there the other day. I saw Grand Crew, people out in the night with light shining all over. Not that the person who went there carried generator. Because when the president is going, in the past, when the president is going, they carry generator with them. We have to understand. So let's work on something. I put my head on chopping board for the CDC people. I know they are all very good people. They are good people. Please help the police on Saturday to make your program nice. Those who are not part of the program, let them stay out. Other people will go there just to see you. Other people will just go there to just see what is happening. Other people will decide not to come out in the street. Those CDC men, you're liberty. If you can just change the attitude, change your mind, thinking that it is the government that is going to do everything for you. If the government doesn't do it the way you want to do it, you had your 6 years, you did it the way you wanted to do it. People did criticize you. In the end, the 6 years were over, election came, and you lost. Let's keep doing things and start looking for people to blame. That country is for all of us. When you chakla it today, it will be chakla for everybody. It will be chakla for the poor. It will be chakla for the rich. It will be chakla for the young. It will be a chakla for the old. Chakla for women. Chakla for men. So all those hip-hop things, protests, and other things ain't nothing. You can simply say what you want to do. So Saturday, those who have to divert the traffic, CDC, or please help the police. Ask the police. You go there, you help them. Because some of your men will come, there will be something. I think, Bill, you see what they do sometimes. Improper carrying. They want keke to be carried. They want keke that's supposed to carry 4 passengers will be carrying 50 passengers on it. You know, trucks will be coming with people all over. And when they do that, the police stop there. No, this is improper carrying. It's because it is endangering the lives of the people who are hanging on that car. They're supposed to be in the car, in the vehicle. But when police say it, they call them Joseph Boakai police. No, they were not Joseph Boakai police when they were controlling traffic for everybody, even before Joseph Boakai came there. That is the same job that they are continuing to do. They are not working for Joseph Boakai. Okay. So what the next one? We're gone too far. The next one is the Ministry of Information.
Yeah,
basically causing people all over. Let's play that. Let's play Melvin Snow thing again.
Okay, let me bring Senator Snow in quickly.
Okay. Yeah, you know, Senator Snow, I know he just observed, but sometimes what he's saying, other people have complained about it, and we know that the president or this government is doing extremely well. And once they're doing well, I think we need to talk about it.
And so we can bring Senator Snow in now?
Yeah, I can speak.
Okay.
I'll try to be brief. I thought the Lofa caucus would have told us about the complex being built in Foya, but since they didn't mention, I have to add it here. So, because we want to know the source of funding. Presiding, we have a problem in the country. And the problem is facilitated by taxpayer money. Our Ministry of Information has turned to a platform to attack critical voices in the country. It started with Senator Amar Conan when his sister was sick in the hospital in America, dying from cancer. And he raised an issue in line with his legislative function. He was attacked by the Ministry of Information. Senator Creighton Duncan raised a critical issue. He was attacked by the Ministry of Information. Former President Weah, when he spoke, he was mentioned that he had mosquito brains by the Ministry of Information. When Alexander Cummings spoke, his height was measured, even though he's taller than President Boakai, when his height was used to determine his comments by the Ministry of Information. When Bishop Cotto Brown, a cleric, a man who has been very critical of even past governments, Samuel Doe, Charles Taylor, Ernest Saliv, George Weah, even now, Cotto Brown, everybody knows him in this country. When he spoke, he was asked by the Ministry of Information to go and be a politician, but bombarded by that ministry. Former Vice President Joa Howard Taylor, who spoke at an opposition gathering, she was attacked by that ministry. The point I'm making, Mr. Pizarri, that is not the responsibility or the function of the Ministry of Information. They cannot use government platform to attack critical voices in the country. And I think we're sitting down looking at it and we think it's funny, but it's very serious. The minister and others have a platform at night you can go to. We consider an informal sector. You say what you want to say there. But when you go at the Ministry of Information and you begin to attack critical voices and insulting people, national leaders, I think they are diluting the standard of that ministry and it's turning more to a gangsterism situation. I think they need to work on it. They need to work on it. Yeah, I like that word.
Yes, I think I listened vividly to Senator Snow, and I have been following the ministry. I don't think, though the minister established the Tuesday and Thursday briefings to be able to lash back at people who want to criticize. I think that platform should be to propagate, to inform the people about what the government is doing. This is why I guess they bring in ministers or people who are in the absolutely places that need to answer some questions as they go around. When you want to hear about water, want to know when is water going to Pinsfield, what is happening, what is the water and sewer doing, then they bring in Momo Ali. When they want to know about telecom, they bring these people. I don't think the ministry, the officers there, the officials there should be the one to be directing some of these answers on political scene. You are kind of diluting, I use the word that Senator Snow used, you are diluting the work of that Ministry of Information. If you start attacking critical views and not so far only attacking the views, but you are also going into the personalia, it looks a little bad. You know, the ministry was established to inform the citizens about what the government is doing and to respond to those things that people do not understand about the ministry or about the government. I see many people come there. I see every time, every week, or every time that this program is coming on, I like to watch it because they bring in new people, because we are all here. Sometimes we are misinformed by what we see on social media. So these ministers or those heads of the parastatal are brought in so that they can tell us exactly what is happening there and maybe responding to some of those critics. I'm taken aback that it is the minister or the deputy minister that will be telling people that they are shot, that will be telling people they got mosquito brains. Those are not good. Those are not good ways. Those were the ways that CDC was responding to things. You know, we cannot do it that way. It wasn't good. We did not like it. So we cannot continue it that way. Seriously. Because what the ministry should be doing at this time is, if they say, oh, you are not making road, the government is not doing this, the government is not doing this, it's very easy. Go to Grand Crew, send reporters to Grand Crew. Let them bring videos of the light that is there, talk to the people there. Send them to Riverses. Let them bring the thing. Mr. Joseph Barker bought a boat way back, a ferry. Want to know what is happening to the ferry. Ministry of Information cannot stand in Monrovia and feel that it is only the press briefing or the MICAT briefing on Tuesday and Thursdays that they can use to inform the population about what the government is doing. They need to send people out. I heard people talking about the reporters, the journalists are going to ask you questions. Somebody talk about something in FOIA. Okay, I heard it briefly from Senator Snow. Why do they think that citizens from Foya do not have money to put up that kind of building? Why do they think that every good thing, it is only the government can do it? Those beautiful buildings in Monrovia were not constructed by the government. Have they spoken to the contractors? Have they spoken to the people there? Because you are making a thing feeder, it is only Joseph Boakai that can build Foya. No, they have very good citizens. They got people who got money in the United States and all around the world. Who feel that this is the most appropriate time to start putting up their building in Foya. Foya becomes a regional hub. Even before the war, those who were born before the war could hear some lapas that people wear, some rappers that they got. They tell you Kwendu Lapa. Kwendu was a major tri-country hub business. The Sunday market in Kwendu. You saw people coming from all the way Nimba to go to Kwendu market. People came from as far as Conakry to go to Kwendu market. People came from all the way down to Cape Mount to go to Kwendu market using the other routes in Sierra Leone. People come from Freetown to come to Kwendu market. So why do you think that Foya is the birthplace of your president? Why do you think that it must remain a very local community? Or why do you think that, don't you have heads to believe that people are moving there now because they know Foya has produced a president and Foya is never going back to be a hamlet? It's no longer going to be a hamlet. The Minister of Information, or whoever answered the first time, said about Mano River, was not informed. We have to look at it. Foya has some good people who got money that will be able to build skyscrapers. Not every building that we put up, we are putting up because we want to make money out of it. It could be a place that somebody has built as something like a resort where regional meetings will be held, where even Liberia. Sometimes the President of Liberia, when they're having their convention or their conferences, you've seen them. I've seen them in Yekepa, or I've seen them in Ganta. I've seen them in Bikiana. I've seen them in Vanjama. People want to take some of these places. They want to take their conferences to places outside of Monrovia. And somebody who has a business sense will say, okay, let me build something here. Because we are now moving for tourism. If people want to go see the Makona River, they want to travel to see the border between Sierra Leone, Guinea, and Liberia. That is the hub. That is where it is. They will need to sleep somewhere good. So somebody foresees that there could be a business location, that could be a good business location in future. They want to build it there. Then you tell us that Mano River, Joseph Boakai now steal the government money, he won't go build it there. No. Why do we always feel negative about the government? We are the same one that voted this government in. We voted him. And we should continue to, if you don't even like what the government is doing, wait until the time for election. You can decide to vote them out as how they voted the CDC out. It was in the campaign that people did that removed CDC. It was their own behavior. Many things that they did, to the point that people even started singing songs with the name of our president, that the president must go. Yes. The Ministry of Information should withdraw from some of these things. We want to see what is happening in Yekepa. We want to see what is happening in Vonjama. Mr. Cummings has the right to speak. As a politician or head of a party, journalists will always ask him questions. And he knows that he will always have an opportunity to say things. And don't expect him to be saying the good ones. There will be many good things that are happening. He has the eye of a journalist. He's not a journalist. As politicians, they have the sixth sense. The thing that your eyes are not going on, or the things that everybody is talking about. Anytime he has an opportunity to speak, it's what he's going to talk about. He's not going to tell us how he's going to come back. He's not going to tell us how he appreciates the road that they are building. He won't tell us he appreciates the bridge that is coming up for the first time in Liberia. He's not going to tell us electricity that has gone to his own village in Kipamas. He's not going to talk about it. You have done everything, but why you did not do this? He himself, you give him that chance, he will not do it. Many things have happened in Liberia. We do not have the capacity to do many things. We said, oh, Ellen did not do much. If you can just imagine where Ellen took that country from, where Madam Salif took that country from. The electricity we got today, he made way for it. He started some discussions. Government is a continuity. We would have gone further than this if the 6-year government was going to continue with what she did instead of doing something contrary. But Madam Salif was building institutions. Some people got to know why sometimes America, they do a lot of things. When America sends you the ambassador, that ambassador is overseeing something and they are going for a specific thing. Once it gets off the ground or once they have achieved it, they will withdraw that ambassador and appoint another person who goes there for something else. When you see the ambassador leaving from Monrovia, going way to Putu to go dedicate a toilet, why would he go to Putu to dedicate a toilet where he could send any of his councillors to go to do it? When George Bush went to Monrovia, President Salif took him way to River Nord. River Nord, that's the river between Grand Cru and is somewhere between it's somewhere in Grand Cru, but it's between Maryland and Barclayville, right next to Barclayville. That's where the River Nord is. George Bush had to be taken there to go on open. But it was seen because they wanted him to go open bridge. He has opened big bridges. But we wanted him to see what, if we come to you for $10, what we spend the $10 on. What we're using the money for. And how much, if we tell you people are suffering, we want you to know that you can see some of these people. And at the same time, we bring the people all to come and dance to say the people do appreciate what you are doing for us. We take them there. So why the Ministry of Information cannot start doing? We all say there's no money. There's no money for the programs, but everybody is driving brand new cars. Everybody is taking their home, their 5,000, 10,000 per month. You know, these things happen. Ministry of Information. Now you are left alone. Tourism has moved from you. We need to start concentrating on what is happening down in the rural areas. If possible, maybe even a reporter that is in Ganta or a reporter that has gone to cover that road that is coming from Tapeta, going towards town, going towards Zedru, from Zedru to Kawekian, through Putu to Kawekian to Fishtown, you know, going to Harper, you know, or even a journalist that has driven or has gone and spoken to the people who making a road that coming from Zedru to Pines through Pinestown to go to Greenfield, to Bliboclea. You have to have the people informed. Ministry of Information, not Ministry of Rebucta. You know, I'm not telling you, I'm a product of the Ministry of Information, please. So maybe we know some of the things that need to be done there. You know, I know my minister is watching me, you know, but this is what we're supposed to be doing. Mr. Sando, you are the deputy minister. Chief, if You are changing minds instead of attacking people who say or criticize the government. Try to twist their brain from what they're thinking into something that you are doing. If somebody said the government is not doing anything, you bring in pictures from River G, bring in pictures from this place, from that place. They all come. This is what the government is doing. You show it. Everybody see it. The next time they are going to talk about another thing, because all they want is that you beat them because they feel that you want to show that you are perfect. But opposition leaders know that nobody is perfect. Minister of Information, do not behave as the CDC people did. You are in power. You have the government money. You have the taxpayers' money to do what you're supposed to do. Do it. President Baka, again, I say, he says, when your enemy is running after you, do not stop until they stop. You know, do not stop. The Ministry of Information should not be in Monrovia alone. Let's follow developments, you know, because the arrest agenda is taking ground everywhere. That is our business, to go to those places, those hamlets, talk to the chiefs. We are doing this. What they say that we have not done yet, and try to know it. Instead of waiting until it comes to you as a criticism. Talk to the market women. There is a stop place somewhere built between I think it's Asale, somewhere between Bond County and entering into Lofa County. A stop place, which is like a rest place. We got that all over the highways here in America. A rest place. You drive for a very long time. You stop there. You clean yourself. You use the bathroom. You wash your thing. Market people there. You buy what you want to buy. You eat. Then you rest more. Then you move on. And these are things, I think someone built something like that in River says. These are things that we should be talking about. You know, we are moving somewhere. The government is moving somewhere. Not only the government will have to do, because if you are making these encouragements, for CDC, they will criticize you and they're not doing anything. All they know is that it is the government that's supposed to do it. Only government can provide employment. We can't be like that. The Unity Party cannot be like that. There is a talk show. All the people on the talk show are all people who work in government. That is not the work of the Ministry of Information. They are all working in government. I'm not saying that they don't have to have it, but you're working in government. Leave that thing you're talking there to the Ministry of Information, because it's more or less like information you're sharing, and you make a talk show. Yes, it's good. You know, sometimes when the preacher ready to preach a good thing, he decides to put it in song, because the song is easier to learn. So they move it from the ministry and take it to the talk show. But we still believe that this ministry should not be attacking people's personality. People got mosquito brain. No, that's an insult. Do we have to pay people back in their own coins? No. We are human. Even the president is a deacon. He will never look at people and tell them things. He may say them through parables, you know, and the parable will hit you. But don't be too blunt. The short man. No. You don't do that. We know politics is sweet. When you beat the person, because these people you are talking about, or you are talking to, these are the same people when you get off the ministerial platform. You meet them in clubs, you people stand and talk. and discuss. You meet them in marketplaces. You meet them in the streets, in the restaurants. All of you sit down and talk and laugh. Don't use that platform to say things that you may not say to them when you are with them personally. They are not going to give us scholarship. They are not going to give us a trophy for being very vocal at people. Let us share the development that is going on. We mustn't let the social media do it for us. The social media, they're doing it to build their platforms. When they put it up, the next thing we do is to follow up and rewrite the story and the presentation in a different way to suit us. Whether we were the one that did it, whether the government was the one that did it or not, it has happened during the administration. They have provided the enabling environment. They have created the capacity of these people to do what they are doing as private investors. You provided protection for them. You've protected the laws that will allow them to do what they are doing. You know. So, I think I'm not too lousy with the ministry. I still believe that the Ministry of Information is doing great, establishing that information platform on Tuesdays and Thursdays that many of us, even when I'm sleeping here, I wake up in the morning, that's the first place I go and I ask, oh, who is talking today? Because normally almost all the media institutions are there. So I go from platform to platform to make sure that I listen to it live. I did not feel good when it happened that way. You know, you are doing a very good job, but sometimes when you slip, you see your name has gone out to the Capitol building. The Capitol building people are complaining about you. And another thing, people who work in government, I don't think we should be approaching in that way. People in the legislature, it is their right. It is their right. That's the same Capitol building we all went in order to get our confirmation. They make the laws. That's a separate branch of government. They have a right to speak. Don't treat them as how you treat the opposition. Opposition were there 6 years. 6 years. They were organizing their own protests. Because when Costa organized protests, the same CDC people, so they will come out. I know Unity Party people come out. When the University of Liberia students are protesting, bunch of them there are CDC supporters, you will see. You running a government, the people in your position, they put their hand between their legs and they're sitting down. All day you throwing rack at them. It wasn't good. We said it was not good. So we cannot do it today. You know, it's like people go to play a football match. You defeat the people, then you start to throw stones at them. Double jeopardy. You know. You don't do that. But actually, those description of people are not good. The Ministry of Information, I don't know whether we still got the regional things. Lena, how often does the newspaper, the New Liberia, come out? Sometimes they need to have their own web page. Need to have their own web page now for Lena. Because that is where we direct people who go there, you know. We put the accurate government information there. Let them go there and put a thing. Our Tuesday and Thursday MICAT briefing will not stop. It's paying off, but it should be doing more than that. Tell us more about what is happening outside of Monrovia. Because if we use only Monrovia to just be listening to critics and responding to critics, it closes our eyes to know what is happening in Fokole. It closes our eyes to know what is happening in Jenawunde. It closes our eyes to know what is happening all the way in Farinya town. Let us forget about responding to everything. When you're responding, you take your time. You package. You people are the information people. Gather your thing. Sometimes some strategies are, you read the newspapers, read the newspapers, go on the websites. As you read some of these stories, some of them have truth, some of them have facts, some of them have truths, but they got no facts. Most of them do not have empirical evidence. So in this case, we have to make sure if Mr. Cummings talks, address the issue that he's talking about. He says you are not being able to produce drinking water. Yes, we do agree. It is only 2 years. We are given 6 years mandate to do all of these things. We cannot do everything. If we even start preparing it, everybody cannot have safe drinking water throughout the year. But we can create an enabling environment for other organizations to come and help us with it. Simple. Mr. Cummings will not say you are wasting time. You are not wasting time. Time is moving and you are moving with the time. It's not going to be development. It's not going to be like God. The first day he did it, second day he did it, the seventh day he did this, and he rested on the sixth day he did this, and he rested on the seventh day. It can be like that. The same people who talking, they don't even pay taxes. Some of the people who talk, they're criticizing. They want government to do this, do this, do this. They don't pay taxes on the houses that they got. Then you expect the government to work magic. But when we say a sober government, you encourage people to pay taxes. Let the people know. Where things happen. You had a president who did not even know that he needed to insure his house. But the Ministry of Information needs to do more and forget about these distractions. Those are distractions. They will always come. So these people who will be insulting, are you going to insult them back? No. There was a man who, when you say, oh, look at his big head, he said, yes, I got a big head, but I also got a lot of book and a lot of wisdom in my head. And because you do not have a big head, that's why you're thinking that way. You only look at my head. You're not looking at what coming out of it. Simple responses can help us. Because some of these answers are the answers that we're supposed to be given at the Ministry of Information. That any opportunity they have to meet the president, those are not the questions they're going to ask. But because we may not answer the questions well, people think that it is the president that may be able to answer it better. And the president has put us in our various parastatus, in our various responsibilities to do things so that they don't have to go to him for the answers. The Ministry of Information needs to go further than that. And I think those who are listening, we all share it. Senator Snow, you did it well. You took a good note of it, and we all saw it. We have been discussing it in other platforms that we believe that the ministry did not act well, and it's not acting well. because that is creating tension. You're creating tension. We should start to address the issues and leave the people personnel alone. The man who always like wearing that one shoe, he always did it. They are very good. I mean, Minister Pierre, he knows the English, he knows to put it well. I don't know why his mouth will slip. Minister Sando, your English. Civilized men say you can insult somebody and they will not even know. And that is the work we do at the Ministry of Information. When you want to be a distraction, we divert your attention to somewhere else. We are not doing this. Yes, we are not doing it. But go on Cape Man Road today and see what is happening there. This journalist was just there, the king. We need to have a makeout. Or the Lena needs to have a website. Because Front Page Africa has a website. Allliberia.com, Allafrica.com has a website. And it almost behaves like a news agency. Everybody, you take stories and put it there, and people will start quoting you. People begin to quote you. There are many people who collect news, they don't go on the social media because they believe that social media news can be distracting people, and at the same time, it can mislead people. So if we are just on the social media getting news, no. Let Lena have its own website and get committed to the correspondence that they have in the various counties. I mean, this time we have emails, we have we got text messages. You can write your story quick, and text it and text it.
Yeah, WhatsApp as well. WhatsApp.
Yeah, and WhatsApp. You write your story quickly and send it by WhatsApp. The people read it. If they want to call you for verification, they call you for verification and put it on the website. So in the morning, we are here. If I say I heard this, no, let me see what the government say about it. I can go to the government website. Okay. But we can't have Lena and we say we're going to be coming out with newspaper. How many people read newspaper in Monrovia? All the stories are already on the thing, on social media.
Yeah, basically.
People don't read newspaper in Monrovia. Ask those people who printing newspapers. The 200 that they can come out with every day, how many they can buy, how many returns? So Lena cannot be doing newspaper at this time. Put yourself in a position of what we call a news agency. Have a website. You do the same thing. You do the same thing that allafrica.com is doing. Allafrica.com has been existing for more than 30 years, or maybe close to 30 years. In the morning, you bunch up the whole day, you take the day, and be putting stories on a different captions. You give the people the byline. But please, we are not going to get rid of that Minister of Information press briefing Tuesday and Thursday. It's very important. Because you are bringing the actual people who make the news, the actual people who are supposed to be responding to the different things, you are bringing them on Monday, on those days. So they're supposed to be coming in. They talk. Lena should have a website. Let us divert the attention of our distractors to the developments that are going on. Let us have visitation to some of those places. Let the news come outside of Monrovia. Let the news come to Monrovia. The news must not stay down there and come to Monrovia as a rumor. Let them be official news. Just a little example. For those of you out there who listening to me, we used to be at Star Radio. We have correspondents everywhere. By the morning, I have more than 20 stories. Michael Toll will tell you. We don't even know, sometimes we don't even know which stories to carry. So we divide it into segments because we have correspondence. Somebody will say, oh, you have money. No, right now there are many people who want to help the government. The newsman, the correspondent just wants to have a thing. He has a job. He has to work. Let's deal with their stories they come in with. We have very good reporters. Some of them write the stories. When the stories come, we work on those stories. You think they are the one that wrote it, but they never wrote it. They gave us the pointers, and we arranged the stories. And our stories were brought internationally. We were getting money for people just quoting us, for people taking excerpts from our stories. We were on the internet. Ministry of Information can do that. We are in the internet. We are in a digital stage. That Lena can no longer be doing newspapers. Most of the newspapers around the world are now on the internet because the time you buy the paper, you buy the print, you do this, the money finished. You don't have money, and people are not buying it. We used to have West African Magazine. West African Magazine. It's no longer coming out. Not that the reporters died. No, they didn't die. But they found out that they're not making money out of it. That they could go digital, and it is not digital. You go there, you read it one time, they say you must subscribe. If 1,000 people subscribe for $9 a month, you know how much is that? And sometimes produced by one man sitting in the office, the rest of the people are on the feed. Or he gets up in the morning, he go on this other website, go on this website, collect the stories, and come and put it there to fill up his space. Lena needs to have a website different from the Ministry of Information website, Liberia News Agency, and be a news agency. And those who are going to the minister and deputy ministers who address the press briefing, please let us watch our way we respond to issues. Let us divert the attention of our distractors to the main development that is going on. Let's tell them about what is happening in Bukonchile. The other day they when they put some people together, they were moving people from the Sapo forest. What is the ministry's own version of the story? We need to know these things. We need to have somewhere we have reference to. Because when all the media come to their press conference, they're not coming to write stories. All of them will just carry it live, and that's it. Because actions speak for themselves. We just watch you, we listen to you, what you say, you want to say. But I still believe that we should have the Ministry of Information and our press briefings. Please leave the personal attacks. Leave the personal attacks. The people are saying the government is not doing this, government should do this. You, as a government, are responsible to provide information and accurate information. Provide that information and let them carry it to the market and do what they want to do. That's what I want to say to this. And maybe before I close, I still want to say that please, CDC, please, let's be civil. Let our breaking grounds be an example of what we are going to look at for a CDC that wants to come back to power. Send some of your people to help the police to make sure people don't misbehave. From outside, they can't meet the police. They want to run their car through. If the police say no, you can't carry it, it doesn't mean that they don't like it, that they don't like it. It means that they are trying to do safety for you and for any other person, not only you, but also for the other people who will come into contact with you. So we just want to say thank you to all of you that were watching tonight. It was a good time. We discussed what we could say, the Ministry of Information, the CDC. Let us start looking at this thing. I just wanted to say one small thing, the DEA say what when they go to confiscate or seize drugs, what they do, you get motorbike there, they will take it, you get house there, they will take it, everything. I mean, no freedom. The freedom for people to own property.
How will you take people's property because you caught drugs?
Arrest the person and carry the person.
I think the man in the US currently.
Yeah, he came there. I saw a press release that say he was chiefs of police. I don't know why Gregory Coleman did not come. They had to send him because Gregory is chief of police. But anyway, that's Liberia. Maybe Gregory Coleman. Who knows? Maybe he can get visa. Gregory Coleman. He's supposed to have come for that conference, so he can chill a little bit. Let him come out of people more small. Let him come the rest.
Maybe the officer in charge of the DA overworked, and
that's a bonus for him to come.
Yeah. So go for that training, you go learn more and come back to tackle drugs.
Oh my God, it's been a good time.
Yeah, thank you so much, Mr. Abu, for coming on, and like you said, for the Ministry of Information, Cultural Affairs, and Tourism. I believe they should be more of pointing to government projects and things that the government is doing instead of attacking people who have their personal opinion and personal view. We do run a country of freedom of speech, and as such, everybody should be able to say how they feel and what they feel about what government is doing, but in a polite and respectful manner, I guess. So again, like you said everything to the Ministry of Information, Cultural Affairs, and Tourism, especially to Deputy Minister Daniel Sano, who is always at the front forward of responding to individuals like the lack of Alexander Cummings, the lack of former Liberian President George Weah, and other government officials as well have been flagged out at the Ministry of Information press briefing, and some words that were used were very, very rude, very, very rude to their personal view, and you can just be like that. So I'd like to say thanks to everyone for following the program. Tonight we have former OK Yen. He said he was following from
Jenna in Liberia.
Yeah, Jenna in Liberia, Kroma Clan, Tiwa District. That's Grand Cape Makante, Tiwa District. And Septimos Massacre
from the Oro.
Septimos, Oro. And James Diaku, a friend or brother from Kakata, Magibi County. He's been following the show, and Septimos writing again says, "Thank you for your concern and also speaking the truth." James Aku says, "If the government failed to decentralize information like it was done in the past, it's going to affect them greatly. They should understand that at most 60% of our population still don't have access to internet." And Sir Augustine Bayo says he's following. So I'd like to say thanks to all of you for coming on tonight, and we will be on here on Tuesday and same time, 6 p.m. the US time, 10 p.m. Liberia time, with another great presentation of the show. Thanks so much for coming on, Mr. Abu.
Just before I go, I just want to announce that the Association of Liberian Journalists in the Americas, ALJA, is having its annual convention this weekend, starting tonight, and it's going up until the 19th, and it's taking place in Greenbelt, in the city of Greenbelt, in Maryland, in the state of Maryland. So that's right outside.
I guess you'll be there.
I'm going to be there. We have scores of journalists that are coming. We're going to have the Minister of Finance of Liberia, Gafwan, is going to be the keynote speaker, And we also have the Minister of Information is here. He's also attorney. We do have few people who will be doing some presentation. James, how to call the guy from VOA, the Daybreak Africa guy from VOA, we also be there, and we have a lot of important people who are going to be there to do presentations. As a matter of fact, the Minister of Information is also a member. He lived here before, and he became a member, and I think that's going to be a very nice thing. So if you are around the Washington, D.C. area, Virginia, Maryland, we invite you to come and join us. And let's see what we'll do. We still got a lot of things. We have some scholarships for some students at the University of Liberia. Maybe we may expand it to other universities too. Students who study journalism. We may extend it to other universities, not only the University of Liberia. And we may be doing many other things. Last year, we gave away almost about maybe up to 200 laptops to journalists around the country. Not only in Monrovia, even the local community radios outside of Monrovia, they received some. So I think this will be a very big opportunity to see how we can raise funds to help some of our journalists. So that's just by way of announcement. I want to say thank you to all of you. My name is Samuel Abu. I've been here with Bill. Thank you, Bill. Have a nice weekend.
Thank you so much, Mr. Abu. And thank you for coming out. Yeah, it's been a great time. Thanks, guys, for being on here.
Apologetic with local voices and international minds. The roundtable dive deep into today's toughest questions in society, politics, culture. Nothing is off limits. Your voice, your questions, your platform. Live on Wiz TV, featuring top panelists Mr. Samuel Abu, Mr. Hamed Fofana, Mr. Cyrus Gray, Mr. Jai Blamo, and your host William McGill. Heated debate, eye-opening truths, and real impact. Tune in to the roundtable every Tuesday and Thursday only on Wiz TV Live, the roundtable, where every voice counts. When the nation's